What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today when I talk to you about Hologram, give you a quick overview of some of the data points, break it down on what's been coming out associated to Hologram, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So Hologram did go up 4.72% on Friday. Still, for the week though, it did go down with largely just the lack of hype. So over the last 5 days, it is down 44.78%. But there was some interesting things that did happen. And so one of which was Friday, they put out news. So either they are listening to what people actually want, or they legitimately are actually moving in the right direction. It's yet to be seen right now, but February the 7th, they did put out news. That's really what kickstarted the hype with Hologram. Since then, it was largely dormant. December the 30th, January the 6th, and then as well on Friday. So, like I said, someone really woke up from the marketing department where they actually did see what happened on December the 30th. But regardless, I think that the news that did come out on Friday was more of a reiteration of January the 6th. But for those of you that kind of watch my channel and my hologram videos, I said that January the 6th, I think it can kind of be coded as just maybe a third party doing these PRs, and they overly complicated it, like to the point where unless you are in that field, you are not going to understand what the hell they are saying. They did simplify it. So on Friday, they pretty much used, I don't know, maybe ChatGPT or possibly just Google Translate. I'm not really sure, but this definitely does look significantly better, that the common retail investor can understand this. So I think in general, fairly good stuff. As I even kind of gave a very quick summary on the news that was overly complicated, is that they are just researching, and ultimately that's kind of what this news does state. So I think in general, quantum is kind of in a love-hate relationship, especially based on what Jensen recently stated. But I think Hologram, given the amount of cash that they do have, it's a unique circumstance. I'm not saying right now is a good buy, nor am I saying is a sell. It is unique. And I think in general, as I've brought up in the past, they have roughly around 175 million in cash and cash equivalents now through all these prospectuses, which I'm not a fan of. I don't like them doing this. But I don't think any company can be this devious that they are constantly doing all these issuances without a plan. So they definitely do need to act fast, because a lot of these notes are going to result in significant dilution. So they definitely do need to do something with this cash that they do have. So I just wanted to kind of pop on, go over some of the recent updates. But there's one additional thing that did happen that maybe is a good thing, maybe is a bad thing, but options. So options activity is now open with Hologram. And so 149,000 was in calls just on Friday, 10,000 in puts, 62% of all the options being done on Friday were optimistic in nature. So definitely a nice change of events. You can kind of see it did open on the 8th. So initially it was just 54,000 total premiums. On Friday, 159. So it is not the most heavily traded through options, but it is gaining some momentum. Regrettably, they only have 4 chains, monthly chains. But if you kind of look at this, if you are optimistic, for instance, on Hologram, you have the volatility is very, very high. But then again, that's kind of the nature with any squeeze play or any spec play. So again, if you really do truly feel that Hologram has a lot more upside coming, then take advantage and do some options. Definitely, hats off to you. One thing to note though is, even though essentially they do have right here only monthly chains, Friday after hours they did open some weeklies. So I think you might see a little bit more trading. So if Hologram does continue the amount of PR And if they actually do disclose what they're going to be doing with this cash and cash equivalents, then generally I can see the stock price finally appreciating. But until that does happen, I think it might be kind of still slowly trending down. Then again, when it comes down to quantum, it'd be nice if they at the same time put out some actual numbers. That way people can crunch exactly like how much are they planning on, like this pivot, how much is this going to cost. For instance, hologram, is this part of something bigger, maybe like I've alluded to, like a merger or something along those lines. So I think hologram is a very, very interesting stock. Definitely good to see that options did open, and it's good to see that they are actually listening to individuals and making their PRs very, very clear. So got to give hats off, and obviously hats off when good job is due and whatever else. But one thing as well I just wanted to give you a quick summary on is shorts. So on Friday, shorts did increase 11,000 shares, bringing the grand total to 12.73% of the free float being shorted, and that's around 2.6 million shares. Cost per average is 16.19, and then utilization is 56.68. So like I said, I think hologram is a very unique circumstance, at the same time very frustrating stock. So I think you might see a lot more volatility, probably more so for the downside, unless they do put out something of substance. But as I have brought up, they definitely can't be sitting on and do nothing. They have to really like do something operationally. If not, all of these notes are going to completely decimate in like all retail investors' equity. So let me know your thoughts on hologram. What's your viewpoint on them opening up options? I know that's kind of a bad sign if you do believe in a squeeze play, because shorts can always kind of hedge with options, so they can always buy calls if they feel the stock price is going to appreciate. So kind of unfortunately the bad side of this is that you won't be seeing any squeezes most likely. But let me know your thoughts on hologram. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon where I give buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolute bangers, so pop over there and take a look. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.